very much fun to do. So let's get started with talking about yarn. The best type of fiber blend for knitting socks is 75% merino, 25% nylon. And there's a number of reasons for that. This is a Cascade Heritage yarn, which we carry here in the shop, and I have found this just to be delicious for knitting socks. The merino is from the merino sheep, and they are less barby. The fiber is less barby from those sheep than other breeds. And because it's very soft, and it has a nice feel up against your skin. And even people who are allergic to wool find that they can wear merino yarn because of its feel. Uh, and the nylon adds strength to the wool, and it makes for a very comfortable sock. Nylon keeps your foot dry, and it gives the sock strength. This happens to be superwash merino, which means you can throw this in the washing machine and it'll come out the same size it was when you put it in the machine. Also, I want you to notice these two colors are solids and they are light in color. This is what you want to pick if you're a beginning sock knitter. The sock color, the light color and the solid will enable you to see your stitches easily, count your stitches easily, and if you make a mistake, you can spot it pretty quick. So beginners, solids, light colors, okay? And I can tell you why here just by illustration. This is a beautiful sock yarn too. This is 100% merino, and makes a lovely pair of socks. But you can see how dark this is, even in the light here. I'm having trouble seeing everything about this yarn because it's dark. You couldn't knit at night with this, and you're going to have more trouble seeing your stitches and catching mistakes with the yarn this color. So even though you like these yarn colors, steer away from them if you're a beginner, because you're going to have trouble seeing what you're doing. If you're a more advanced knitter, go for it. This stuff makes great socks. Also, if you're a beginner, you want to stay away from a variegated yarn like this. This is a beautiful Cascade Heritage paint. But because it is variegated, the colors change frequently, and it's more difficult to count your stitches. It's more difficult to see them, and it's also difficult to catch mistakes. Once you've learned how to knit socks, go for this stuff because they make fun socks. Again, this is a heritage paint yarn. And also you want to be careful with the ply you choose for your socks. This is a lovely yarn, but it's single ply. The yarns that I've been showing you are triple ply. And they are strong, sturdy yarns because they've got twist to them. Single ply yarns are exactly what they sound like. They've been put through the spinning machine one time, and they are not nearly as strong as a ply yarn. So socks would not wear well. They're not going to have the durability with a single ply that you would have with something that's a triple ply. So let's move on to hand-dyed yarns. We've got some lovely hand-dyed yarns here. This one is was done by Tiffany Landris, one of our workers in the shop, and her yarns are called Lyrical Fibers. This one is what you call a semi. In semis, you have color changes, but they're much more subtle, and they're usually in the same color family. This one has a few hints in it of a different color, but this color would be perfectly acceptable for a beginner because it is semi, and the color changes are very subtle. So you can still see your stitches, but at the end of it all, you're going to have a beautiful pair of socks. For those of us who are more advanced knitters, you can have a lot of fun with the yarns you select for your socks just by picking funky colors. This isn't a particular funky color, but it is very colorful. It's this is Malabrigo, 100% merino, and it's from this is dyed in Uruguay by the Malabrigo people, and it's got some wonderful South American colors in it. And oftentimes when Malabrigo does a multi like this or a variegated like this, they'll pick a solid color or pick a solid color to dye a yarn color that will blend with their variegated. And this is fun. You can do your toes, cuffs, and heels in the solid color and the body of the sock in the variegated and come up with some really fun socks. So if you've never tried this and you're a more experienced knitter, give it a go as we go along this class because it's fun, okay? And you're going to be wearing these socks. You're going to be seeing them more than anybody else is. So put something on your foot that's going to make you smile. Okay. Let's move on now to needle sizes. Most sock patterns call for size 1, 2s, 2.5s for knitting your socks. And I would recommend you do a gauge. If you have a large foot, you're going to want to use a larger needle size. And that's going to give you a bigger sock and a looser sock. It'll fit better and be more comfortable if you can do that. By contrast, a smaller foot, smaller needles, get a smaller gauge. I have a small foot, so I do a size 1 needle, and I usually cast on fewer stitches than the pattern calls for because it just fits my foot better. So what you need to do a swatch with a rib, about, maybe a couple of inches, and try it on around your the upper part of your leg or the upper part of your ankle and see how it fits. Is it comfortable? Does it feel good? Is it too tight? Is it too loose? And if it's too loose, go down a needle size. If it's too tight, go up a needle size. Pretty easy. But doing a gauge swatch is going to help you out in the end, especially when you're beginning with socks. Once you make your first pair for yourself, you've got it figured out, and you can just go for it from there. Finally, I'm going to show you how to do a German cast on. And the German cast on, as I indicated earlier, is a nice stretchy cast on, and it's easy and it's fun to do, and you will find it highly utilitarian for just about any garment you want to knit. So that's what we're going to do next. So hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, so today we learned about the different types of yarn you can use to knit socks. And I tried to tell you about which ones would be the best for a beginner. So hopefully you can pick your yarn out that you want to start with your new socks. And I also told you how to do pick out a needle size and how important it is to gauge. And finally, I showed you the German cast on. If you enjoyed the class, please share this video. And please go to our Facebook page, the Hook and Needle Nook, and or go to our website. We have a lot of the yarns on sale in our online shop, thehookandneedlenook.com. And I'm going to post that video on the webpage too. So if you need to look at it again and you don't want to dig around on YouTube, you can go to my webpage. Okay, have a great day and start enjoying your German cast on.